What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video, and today what we're going to be talking about is actually school. So school is kind of a big discussion going around on the internet. Well, it kind of always is, right? People talking about, oh, school's a scam, that school doesn't matter, you don't need to be good in school. You see these entrepreneurs and these people that quote unquote made it in life, right? They got millions of dollars and they don't even have a high school education. You see multiple videos on Instagram Reels where people saying, I dropped out of high school, I started my drop shipping business, and now I'm a millionaire by 25. You see all those types of videos, right? Well, in today's video, I'm going to be explaining why school actually matters and grades actually do matter. Now, I get it. Sometimes people are not good at school, and I understand that. But even then, I feel like school is more effort-based than it really is learning and actually understanding things. The only way I truly believe that you could fail at school is simply just not trying. If you generally try on every single assignment, if you generally do every single assignment, if you do every single assignment that a teacher assigns you, if you do decent at the test, I just really cannot see anybody actually study for the test and actually read the textbook and do all the work and still do absolutely garbage on tests. Like, I just don't know how that's possible. I feel like anybody can actually do really good on tests and stuff like that if they actually took the time to really do all the work and do all the assignments and actually, go over through some notes and stuff like that. As I said, everybody has different ways of learning. Everybody has different tactics to remember things. But one reason, I'm just gonna hop into it, one reason why I find school super important, I find school really to be a really big thing, is because not only, sometimes in school you do learn some BS subjects, I won't lie with you. Like, for example, English class, like you're not gonna be really knowing, like, you're not gonna need English class, okay? Especially on those higher levels when you graduate college or whatever. Another example is like advanced algebra, right? Calculus. Unless you're being like an engineer or whatever, most of that stuff like geometry, learning about the Pythagorean theorem, like most of that stuff doesn't matter, right? But the main reason why those subjects actually matter, because it's a great tool, or I guess a great way to practice learning how to learn. I feel like that is such a big skill in life that a lot of people have not mastered, is learning how to learn. How do you learn? You know what I mean? That's one of the biggest things why I personally get from school, that school has taught me, is learning how to learn. How is the best thing, or what are the best tactics for me to learn a certain subject, right? Is it just reading the textbook? Is it doing example problems? Is it doing this and that? What is the best way? And the more I go to school, right, and the more I actually do all the assignments, it kind of sharpens my skill in that subject of learning how to learn. I learn this subject of doing this. I learn this doing this. You know what I mean? I'm trying to explain it the best I can. Hopefully you guys understand, but learning how to learn is such a great big skill that really I don't see a lot of people talking about when it comes to school. Because when it comes to school, people just talk about, oh, go to school, get good grades, get a good job. But I feel like that now, especially with how the internet is, right? And you see like these streamers that barely have a high school education now having millions of dollars and living in penthouses, right? I feel like that type of way is not going to motivate students. What's really going to motivate students to actually do good in school is that number one thing, learning how to learn, and number two, which is discipline. School is literally discipline, doing stuff that you do not want to do for the sake of getting good grades or for the sake of something good, right? So school is also another way to also build up your discipline skill, because let's all be honest, there's some times when we come home and we do not feel like doing any school assignments. We just want to go lay down in our beds and we just want to call it a day, right? Like, oh, I'm too tired or whatever. But school teaches you kind of how to deal with that. You have a certain assignments to do at certain days, so it's up to you to do those assignments, especially in college, because in high school you kind of put the hand out to you, they kind of like force you to do it, right? Okay, do it. But in college they don't care. They just give you the assignment, and if you don't do it, then you don't do it. You're paying the school. So that's what I really like about college as well. And I'll probably drop another video talking about the big difference I've been seeing from college to high school, because I just finished my first semester of college as a 21-year-old, because I took about 2 years off to kind of figure it out for myself. But those two things I feel like are really huge, and I feel like those, like, teaching kids those two things, that okay, school is important because the stuff you learn, you might not use it 10 years in the future, but learning how to learn is a really great skill. And I feel like school as well, a number three thing, or the third best thing about school, is that you meet new people. I mean, I met so much people from school. I mean, all of us watching this video have met so much people, so much friends from school, right? And in college, it's the same exact thing. You meet entirely new people that live anywhere. And that's why I'm taking mostly in-person classes in my community college, except for the summers. I'm taking online because I do not want to go back to that place, in the summer. But in my semesters, like for example, this last semester, I took all in-person classes because I want to meet new people. I want to see new faces, right? And you meet a lot of new people during there, and you just, get yourself out there. And I feel like also as well, school could really teach you that communication skills, and it could really just put you out there in just learning how to talk to people. So that's like the biggest three reasons why I believe school is important. Number one, it's because you learn how to learn how you learn. Okay, I can't tell you how you learn. What might work for me might not work for you. Everybody has different ways of learning, and that's also another thing that, well, I guess one thing I don't like about school, I guess I'll talk about now, is the fact that teachers always try to force one way of teaching onto students instead of having different types of teaching sessions for those different types of students that have different ways to learn. You guys get what I'm saying? Like, most teachers are kind of lazy, I won't lie, and they just do one certain type of learning stuff that some students just do not like. So I feel like if teachers were kind of switched up a bit, that'd be a lot better. But that's, that's a little side tangent, man. So as I said, number one is just learning how to learn. Number two is building that skill of discipline, which is very, very important in life. I mean, if you want to do anything extraordinary in your lifetime, if you want to do anything like just crazy, succeed in life, then you're going to have discipline. There's going to be days where you do not feel motivated. There's going to be days where you do not feel like doing it, but you do it anyways. Like, you just get up and you do it anyways because it's just something you got to do, right? So number two is discipline, and number three is networking. So I would say those are the big three reasons why I believe school is important. And if you have straight A's in school, that doesn't mean that you're smart, okay? I'm not saying that, just because they're straight, that means you're smarter than everyone else. That's a common misconception that I see a lot around, because that's not necessarily true, right? I guarantee you there's high school dropouts out there that are smarter than college kids. I mean, let's be real. But when I see somebody have straight A's or really good grades, it just shows how disciplined they are, right? And sure, sometimes they might cheat on assignments, which I believe you're just cheating yourself if you cheat on assignments. That's like, I just don't believe in that stuff. But I understand sometimes why people cheat, because again, school is just so heavily on grades, and that's, I guess, another problem with the school system that we could talk about. But let's talk about why school is actually not a scam, and that's what we're talking about in this video, man. Why school is actually really, really important. As I said, if I see somebody with straight A's or really good grades, that just shows that the person's very, very disciplined. They do all their assignments, they do everything when it's due, they study for the test, they do pretty decent on tests. You don't have to be that great, right? Like, I finished a lot of classes with A's with not even having that good of a test assignments. I mean, most of the time, my quizzes and my tests that I get, I always get like an 80, 85, 90, 95, but definitely between the 80 and 90 range. Sometimes I get some higher than a 90, but for the most part, it's like that. I won't lie with you. I'm not really that good at tests. I'm not really that great at tests. But just me showing up to class every single day, just me doing all the assignments, just me, doing all the extra credit stuff, doing all the study guides that can help me for the test, have really just helped me a lot, man. In school, as I said, it doesn't really determine how smart you are. It just determines how disciplined you are. And practicing that skill of discipline with school is the greatest thing, especially if you're young, right? Because school's free when you're young, but when you get older, it's a little rough, man. So try to change your mindset towards school and teach it, and kind of look at it, not really teach it, but kind of look at it as a way to help those three skills: communication / networking, because again, you meet new people, new friends. It helps you build your discipline, and also helps you find out ways where you learn best. So try to look at school like that, where it's just another opportunity to work on those three skills, and you'll be, trust me, so far ahead than much of other students, because other students are thinking like their parents told them, right? Okay, go to school to get good grades and stuff like that. And you guys probably think, well, Daniel, can I just do that? Something you've learned that with something else? I mean, sure, but at least once you finish your 4 years of school, right, or 4 years of college, you have a degree. And when you have that degree, you could potentially get a good job, unless you pick a useless degree or like a hobby degree, like music, whatever. But if you pick something good that could possibly get you a job, like a physics degree, a STEM degree, accounting, stuff like that, I get maybe marketing, then, as I said, learning those 4 skills and getting a potential better job off of that, I mean, come on. School, firstly, for me is like worth it, and it's important. So yeah, that's all I really have for you guys today, man. I've been seeing just so much stuff about school and stuff, but I feel like some people just have a misconception about it. So that's kind of my thoughts and everything. If you guys enjoyed today's video, drop a like, subscribe for your brand new, follow my socials, and let me know down in the comments what you think about school. I think it's important. I think more people should start going to school, and I feel like school, yeah, sometimes there's stuff where you learn that's not useful, but even in those useless classes, learning those 3 skills as I've been talking about this whole video is very important. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day.